All right, Grand Rising, everyone. It's Shay Seeking or Shalonda. And yeah, so I don't know. We did the videos earlier. I don't know. I'm trying to go through them right now to see which ones I'm going to actually leave up or post. But before I do that, I wanted to go ahead and go here because something that has been said had me thinking. Something that was on the news, but again, my phone is not charged, the one that I have here, that I want to read off of, so we'll have to do it later. But right now, I don't know why, something took me again to the book of Job, right? Because I feel like when I got here, that same energy, okay, I feel like that same energy is here in the book of Job. Okay, so okay, hold on one second. Okay, so I just skimmed through 31 really quick. Yeah. So again, just with that whole energy of earlier, when it's talking about, or if my land accused me because of the fruit it bears, or if I have murdered owners to get land for myself, okay, then let thistles grow instead of wheat, instead of barley. Okay, so again, it's saying, I don't know, something about like some land or whatever for whatever reason. I want to go back. All right, it makes me want to go back, but I just want to go ahead and read this. Okay, so now it's talking about the three men refused to reply further to Job because he kept missing on his innocence. Okay, then Elihu, again, which reminds me of Elijah, and you'll see like Elisha, Elisha, or Elisha with it. Again, sometimes, which just makes me think about the storyline of the spring that we read. Okay, so again, this is just, I don't know, these things are just like kind of confirmation, I guess. All right, then Elihu, the son of Barashel, the Buzite of the clan of Ram, became angry because Job refused to admit he had sinned and to acknowledge that God had just cause for punishing him. Okay. So again, I don't know, this makes me think of like, like I did, like I'm just scanning, right? And I've sensed the energy of, own up to something, right? I don't know, this energy, right? Okay, so again, like how I was doing in the videos earlier, talking about, it seems as though, again, that some of this was backlash, right? For some of the things that are going on again with me are backlash for not doing something. Whether that is taking, speaking the way I spoke about the antidote, or and not with the antidote, or whatever it would be. I felt like it was a spiteful energy coming from, again, the mass media with certain people in certain positions of power. And so this is funny that this kind of strikes me. Okay, so it says, became angry because Job refused to admit that he had sinned and to acknowledge that God had just cause for punishing him. Okay, and so again, for me, like I said, I it's just the way I'm trying to see where, all right. But Job could be representing someone else in this energy, because again, I've run into three people again today that are giving off this energy from this storyline here. where something that they said triggered thought. Actually, now that I'm reading this back to this chapter, okay. But he was also angry with Job's 3 friends because they had been unable to answer Job's arguments and yet had condemned him. Okay, so again, these might be, again, consisting of the arguments, again, that I had earlier, about that energy of whatever, pirate energy or whatever. I'm trying to kind of contain my words here. Right? But Elihu had waited until now to speak because the others were older than he. Okay? So again, that's that energy also, of that baby energy that I feel like is projected, again, on some of the youth in spirituality. Okay? But when he saw that they had no further reply, right? So again, I feel like also there's a spirit or an energy of people saying that they actually informed me or informed somebody of something, when up until this point, again, I don't know exactly, because we're, this parallel energy that's going on this plane right now is very tricky. So in my defense, I have not really been around anybody, right? And I haven't, taken on any, I don't know, anything. Like, I'm just trying to figure, I'm trying to just weigh things here. The only thing is that I speak certain things that people may not like or may not want to hear. But again, I ask, where is the lie? I ask, where is the lie? Because I never use really names or anything. I'm just saying that this is something that source is a download, is something that's going on, that sense of knowing and Gnosticism. And again, we're going back into that Sophia energy, right? Is telling me what it is, right? And nobody else was going to say it. So again, source had to step in to go ahead and confirm and let me know so I can choose what direction or see what, again, would be next. Okay, so again, taking a day to contemplate on, again, what happened, look into a couple of things. It's just been that kind of day, right? So, so again, he said, but when he saw that they had no further reply, he spoke out angrily and said, I'm young and you are old. So again, that's what I was going to say. So I haven't received any monetary anything from anybody. You know what I'm saying? I haven't received anything like, so if somebody was doing something, I haven't had any conversations with anybody. It's just, I'm getting the downloads, again, whether that is telepathically from one of my soul tribe or my soul siblings or a lord or a lordess or emperor or empress, you know what I'm saying? Or my divine, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where it's coming from. But again, these are just the things that, again, that have been revealed to me in dreams and visions and things like that. Okay, it's almost like source opened back up that whole dream world or whatever for me to kind of remember bits and pieces, at least, of dreams when I wake up, right? So again, but I was just telling somebody the other day, I feel like in the energy, people try to treat me like I am young, and I feel like maybe I am young in a sense, but it's not about the age, it's about the responsibility or what what you've been formed or made or whatever to do, right? So I held back and did not dare to tell you what I think. For those who are older are said to be wiser. But it is, okay, so again, here we go saying it. But it is not mere age that makes men wise. Rather, it is the spirit in the man, the breath of the Almighty. Okay, so we did say this without reading this. We were in a whole different chapter earlier. I think we were in Psalms earlier. Okay. So again, the breath of the Almighty, which makes him intelligent. Okay. So listen to me a while and let me express my opinion. So again, even this morning, sitting down and saying to source, what is going on? Like, come on, is this all this stuff, like, tell me what we supposed to be doing? Because it seemed like somebody dropped the ball. you know, and then I started thinking about like this, the video that I did the other day about, you know, like the White House. And I was kind of just saying something, but maybe, you know, like I don't know sometimes what I'm saying until I'm done with the video. Sometimes I say, dang, did you say that really? But, you know, that's not me speaking. Then that must be, again, the Ruach or that particular energy or source speaking, using your mouth, right? So, okay. Okay. So listen to me a while and let me express my opinion. I have waited all this time, listening very carefully to your argument, but not one of them have convinced Job that he is a sinner or has provided or proved that he is. Okay. So again, a Job energy, you know, also, you know, this is, again, I would say targeted also towards the energy that I feel comes with a divine masculine, right? Because again, there's a, like I said, two energies, right? And, you know, like I said, it's like so it says if God is not the author of confusion, I didn't understand why I could be confused or how, and it's still there. It's still there. It's still there. My heart knows, right? And my mind knows, right? But at the same time, it's still things that are being said that it could go either way, where, you know, just reminding me of the two serpents of the caduce or whatever it's called. But, you know, and so again, maybe that dream of me grabbing that serpent, but it got away, was some kind of sign, you know. It says, and don't give me that line about only God can convince the sinner of his sin. Okay. If Job had been arguing with me, I would not answer with that kind of logic. You sit there baffled with no further replies. Shall I then continue to wait when you are silent? No, I will give you my answer too, for I am pent up and full of words, and the spirit within me urges me on. I am like a wine cask without a vent. Okay, my words are ready to burst out. I must speak to find relief. So let me give my answers. Don't insist that I am cautious, lest I insult someone. And don't make me flatter anyone. Let me be frank. Lest God should strike me dead, right? Okay, so So again, that's kind of like me saying, like, now, like, where's the actual lie? So again, whatever the meaning of why the person did the act that they did would be if I look at it as a courageous energy, almost, if that's the case, would be almost like a favor or a gesture to right a wrong. At the same time, I still haven't seen anything, or I don't know anything. I haven't received any type of confirming something for anything. So again, at that, you know, it puts me in a situation too where, you know, it's so much going on. I don't know what to do. I feel who I can trust, but then again, it's just like that whole energy is there where the ancestors are still telling me, pay attention, and looking at, again, storylines of the past, how these things weighed out. And I hope that, again, this time is different. So, you know, it's why I'm just a little bit more still open, and I'm not fearful at all. But that don't mean I'm going to be silly, right? That don't mean I'm going to be silly, but in my heart is telling me that it's true, right? That I can trust this energy, right? But then knowing, like I said, how the energy has been from neighbor, from family, from, you know, being so distant and so, so distant, it makes me wonder, is everybody just holding their breath because they're paying attention and they're really rooting? Or is that energy of, we just want her gone? You know what I'm saying? If she thinks that she's all that, or she thinks that she can say these things, you know, or that's blasphemy. You know what I'm saying? So again, you could get a group to really, you know, get all amped up and really just do some crazy stuff, you know, because of something like that. So again, listening to the source and seeing which way I should go with it. And it still feels like there's this playing games kind of energy. So I'm just thinking like, if that energy been here this whole time, who and how can you trust? How can I trust, right? To just freely just do whatever or go wherever. And so, you know, I think that's just my whole energy right now. It's just like, you know, if I let you know, you can't tell nobody. I'm not just anybody. You know, it's this that kind of energy, right? So I was even watching a clip on the news about what, you know, the perceived notion that they're giving us with the Taliban saying, you know, that nobody is going to be able to leave the soil, that the people are going to have to stay there because they're assets. They didn't say they want to kill them. They said they're assets or whatever. And again, with that, what are we really talking about? You know, there's just a lot going on right now. Okay. So, you know, and I'm in my eyes, Okay. So, where were we at? Where were we at? Okay. We were here. Okay, so again, I am innocent, okay? But of we all must define, okay, wait, okay, let's just start over, okay? Listen to me, you wise men. We can choose the sounds. That ain't even where I want to go. What are we doing here? Oh, the page turned. Okay, my fault, y'all. Okay. So again, three friends, because they had been unable to answer Job's argument and yet had condemned him. Elihu had waited until now to speak because the others were older, okay? It says, you know, that he wanted to speak all the time. Do not insist that I can be cautious lest I insult someone. And did not make me flatter anyone. Let me be frank, lest God should strike me dead. Okay, so again, in that sense, I feel like, you know, with the videos again that I'm going to go ahead and put back up now, because again, like I said, if I feel like I'm offending source, you know, sometimes it'll make me like take something down, but then again, it's saying, hey, go ahead and let me just be frank and let me speak my piece, right? Okay, so it says, please listen, Job, to what I have to say. I have began to speak. Now let me continue. I will speak the truth and will, and with all sincerity, for the Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. Okay, so again, we're back at in Genesis, when the breath was blown in, it feels like, right? Because even when we're talking about Adam, you know, Adam, if I look at it as like an energy, that has been the mood that I've been, the current mood that I've been in. I feel like, and maybe others too have experienced this, where it's like, you know, I'm not fitting in. There's no one really that's seeing things the way I'm seeing things. Like, this is no fun. You know what I'm saying? That we're supposed to be doing something here. Like, we're, you know, you sent me all of the animals, but like there's nobody like me, right? So again, in that energy, I feel like this divine masculine, right? Again, but there was two energies, right? So that's my thing. That's my thing. Right? But then I do go back to a chapter when it was saying that one was sent, but I guess something had gone wrong. And so God went ahead and sent another. Okay? Even the whole storyline of the son of the north, I don't know why I'm thinking of that. Again, you know, which makes me also think about, I don't know, the Midwest again, or just even, you know, Canada, the Northern Hemisphere, I guess, in general. So it says, don't hesitate to answer me if you can. Look, I am the one you were wishing for, someone to stand between you and God, and to be both his representative and yours. You need not be frightened of me. I am not some person of renown to make you nervous and afraid. Okay? I too am made of common clay. You have said it in my hearing. Yes, you said it again and again. I am pure. I am innocent. I have not sinned. You say God is using a fine-tooth comb to try and find a single fault. And so to count you as his enemy, right? And he puts my feet in the stocks, you say, and watches every move I make. Okay? So again, that's the energy I feel that I, also am in, right? But then again, now looking at it, right, I'm feeling like it's the whole thing with the nothing. Okay? Something is not being said. So again, that's my main argument as well, is that why aren't they being honest about the nothing? That was just my main thing. Like, because about the masks when it comes to the nothing was the big thing. Okay. Yeah. And he puts my feet in stocks, you say, and watches every move I make. And so again, I'm just saying these things because these things are relevant in my life, like right now. So, in that sense, I did say that it kind of feels like that, like trying to keep your head above the water, and it's like a rock around the ankle or something like that. But it's not even that sense of saying that it was the Lord, right? Or God in a sense, right? Unless we're talking about the God of the earth or the president, right? Right? About if we go way back in the videos, how we broke it down as that. What is God then? What is one of these gods represents the governing forces here on this planet or on this plane? Okay. So you say watches every move I make, but okay. What I'm saying is there's energies around, gossiping spirits with people that are doing things in the background with information that they may have gotten from some kind of intel. Or even something else is going on that's extra, something is going on, is what I feel, like I said. Okay? So again, it feels as though somebody's not being 100% honest about what the thing, why we're treating this like this. And calling it what we're calling it, right? And I do think, I have been watching, and I do think that there is actually times when, whether this is just, like I said, the middleman or whatnot, going back to the governing forces, which could be I'm just saying, what are we talking about here, right? Which is the Lord, the landlord. That's what the president is someone who presides in, okay? So, So again, but I know that there's times when, and it's just best that I not go all the way into detail, when you can just tell when somebody's talking to a specific group. It's that kind of sternness, or that even like a comment such as like, oh, if you're not going to get the antidote, then you're not as smart as I thought. Regardless of how I feel about the political arena, it made me think, and it was almost like a like a grandfather-ish energy. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not, that's what I'm saying. I had to look totally different at this recently, right? It's something that somebody would say to somebody that they may value, I don't know. It was just something. It was something about that comment that day, at that time, in my mindset at that time, that made me say, okay, I see what you're talking about, right? So again, it says just because he doesn't give account to you of what he does. So again, also there, and we'll just talk about it. There's just been this energy again, as in a couple of months ago, it was like a thing about like, do you want the Trump or Biden, right? It was kind of like that energy when they first started talking about, overthrow. And then it's kind of like, that's when I started saying, let me give, a chance to really look at this a little bit more. Look at the energy here. But now, like I said, them trying to then say, oh, he's got to go, right? We're seeing that this, now I'm in that energy, right, as well, where it seems like people are saying, we don't want to hear it. So again, what is that energy there, right? But then now they're, directing energy or trying to place, who back in. But then again, what does that actually really mean when it comes to that sense of something? It's something to really think about. It's really something to think about. Okay? But again, why should you fight against him just because he does not give account for what he does? Okay? It says, for God speaks again and again in dreams and visions and night, when deep sleep falls upon men as they lie on their beds. Okay? Now again, I would look up the term beds or bed in etymology just for you to get a little bit more of an understanding. And it says he opens their ears in times like that and gives them wisdom and instruction, causes them to change their minds and keeping them from pride and warning them of penalties of sin and keeping them from falling into some trap, right? All right. So, right. Okay. So even like, yeah. So again, then this is making me think about the serpent that I caught in my dream and it got away. Or God sends sickness and pain, even though no bone is broken, so that a man loses all taste and appetite for food, and doesn't care for even the daintiest dessert. Okay. So again, in that energy, that also makes me think about like, that energy of like how we talked about like give and take it away, as in that energy, right, that could be divine and then could change a course, right? That was so nice and everything, and then you can see like a change, right? So again, that makes me think about the fear of the Lord, right? He becomes, okay, but then again it says he becomes thin, mere skin and bones, and draws near to death. But if a messenger draws near to death, but if a messenger from heaven is there and intercede for him as a friend, to show him what is right, then God pities him and says, set him free, do not make him die, for I have found a substitute. Okay. So again, so even that whole energy, like, hey, so let me go ahead and get my, again, son of the north. That one always sticks out to me for some reason. Okay. Then his body will become as healthy as a child, firm and youthful again. And when he prays to God, God will hear and answer and receive him with joy and return him to his duties. And he will declare his friends, declare to his friends I sinned, but God let me go. He did not let me die. I will go on living in the realm of light. Yes, God often does these things for man, right? So he often does these things for man. This he could be she as well, right? Because again, I feel like, again, that I've sat in that particular energy in some instances. And again, if somebody else can account or attest for that, then they can go ahead and do so. Okay, so again, also it's reciprocated, because I feel like from divine masculine energy, I am enlightened as well. I am enlightened, and I feel like with dealing with a divine masculine, or that energy, that healing. Okay, that's what I was going to say, like a healing energy. Okay, whether it's a soothing, nurturing, nourishing energy or whatever. I feel like, again, divine feminine, whether it's a male or female outer vassal, right, can deliver these things. Some people are, of light. Some people are of healing. Some people are of more things, so I'm just thinking like, that, but you're paired with those counterparts. So again, that's why it's like the whole thing about the neighbor, I feel, right? As you treat yourself. Because again, if you become one with a divine counterpart, right, then you become one. In my eyes, I feel. And you kind of work with each other. It's like a give and take. But again, if we can't define what's being given and what's being taken, or if it feels like, sometimes something is being taken, or on one side more, or you know what I'm saying? It's sometimes I feel like there's miscommunication. And I think that has to do with other work. I feel like that has to do with the whole jealousy, envy, and strife that comes with love spells, sex spells, and these things that other individuals are doing to the divine or the collective, right? For whatever reasons. Okay? Whether they know it or not. Okay? So again, yes, he also often does these things for man, bring back his soul from the pit, okay, so that he may live in the light of the living, okay. So again, it makes me think about the underworld. It makes me think about the underworld, right? It also makes me think about just like raising somebody up from the dead. In a sense, we're not talking about zombies. We're talking about somebody that was in a certain status, and again, is what I feel, okay, or just even like a down type of energy, right? A subdued energy into a bright energy, okay? A bright or light or whatnot. So it says, mark this well, O Job. Listen to me and let me say more. But if you have anything to say at this point, go ahead. I want to hear it, for I am anxious to justify you. But if not, then listen to me. Keep silence, and I will teach you wisdom. Okay? All right. All right. So again, tit for tat almost here. Is it? I'm just trying to figure it out. So Elihu continued, listen to me, you wise men. We can choose the sounds we want to listen to. We can choose the taste we want in food. And we should choose to follow what is right. Now, again, see, sometimes I think this is like some kind of, like I'm getting pumped, or this is some kind of glee performance or something, because there's no way. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. Like people are saying this stuff right now, like today. People that I just would never even thought, that you don't even think is paying attention to the Bible, and they're saying these things. In a different, you see? Like, right? Okay. And we should choose to follow what is right. But first of all, we must define among ourselves what is good. For Job has said, I am innocent. But God says, I am not. I am called a liar, even though I am innocent. I am horribly punished, even though I have not sinned. And so this is, I think, Okay. Where sometimes I be listening and I'm like, dang, is that me? Did I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't recall this kind of behavior, right? Okay, because I try to just be as open as possible about things that's going on. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything, right? There's lots of changes going on in my world, in my life, but I'm not like hiding anything. I'm really, going through things, right? Um, but I do feel like somebody might think that that's what I'm doing to them because I talk so just and I was even thinking to myself, what if this stuff can be proven? Some of this stuff is just being said to trouble the waters because of jealousy, envy, and strife. And a lot of these things are, again, from other feminine energies that might have been also, courted by some of these divine energies. They may have insight or a sight to eyes to see as well. They may know who you are and you don't know who you know what I'm saying? So that could be the case, right? But I do like to be sure, and I like to ask a lot of questions. That's just me. All right? Okay, so even though I'm innocent, I'm horribly punished, even though I have not sinned. Who else is arrogant as Job? He must have spent much time with evil men, for he said, why waste time trying to please God? So again, I feel like, that energy coming from a divine masculine energy, but I feel like it's in a sense where it's not meant. It's just miscommunication. And so, because sometimes I feel like we think the same thoughts at the same time. Why waste time trying to please God? And so that's what I'm saying also. Like that energy, like again, there was an abundance of energy around at some point in time. And so I had to look around and see what is going on, right? But I feel like the whole thing that was going on was people knew who I was. And they either weren't allowed to tell me or I wasn't ready to know or whatever it was. But I'm just somebody that can see a lot. So I ask a lot of questions. I see a lot of things. And so, so again, it's like, why waste time trying to please God? And I was thinking about Lucifer energy today and how we see it and how maybe it's not even like that. Like, because we have the serpent, Lucifer, the devil, which is not the same energy, I don't think. So, yeah. So anyways, why waste time trying to please God? And it's like, that's the energy that I've been getting. Like, you're just unbearable almost. But it's just like, right. So I think about the whole thing, like I said, with, other mythological energies in the heart or the heart chakra or just, different things or, like I said, it feels like sometimes games are being played or something, and so I might, can admit to that. I don't know. This could be for somebody else as well, right? Like when I told you guys the other day that it's like, why waste time trying to, again, please God? And I feel like that other energy was going to idols. So again, when we're talking about that, when God said, put away all your idols from in your house, I think that there was a feminine energy, a goddess, right? Even a god, I said, right? Or emperor and empress saying, hey, and this. But in my eyes, there's like, okay, there's, it feels like, ooh, that energy has been separated already. And I don't know, some keep making me think I should have believed you when you said that they was just a friend, right? So it's like even this with that divine masculine aspect, if one, just the two sticks, right? Or the second stick even. So if one is not there, I'm just looking for, again, not even companionship, but a sense of a message or a messenger. And so it's, yeah. But in my eyes, it's just like, no. But in my eyes, there's that energy again about picking up the cross and leaving things behind and moving forward in motion with the things that might be what could be looked at as something, again, because again of that particular energy of what is this all about? Nobody's telling me anything legit to have to do with these things, right? I get signals and messages, but nobody's breaking down what we're talking about. And so maybe that does make me stagnant a little bit, or had made me stagnant in the past. So I think that, again, when it comes to my divine counterparts, that I may have made them feel that way, and they may have made me feel that way. Called a liar even though I'm innocent, and horribly punished even though I have not sinned, right? Okay, so yeah, right. So again, spent time with evil men, for he said, why waste time trying to please God? And listen to me, you with understanding. Surely everyone knows that God does not sin. Okay, rather he punishes the sinners. There is no she. Because he made them in his likeness, and he made them both male and female. So again, sons of God. So, and again, the same protocol I've read in this text, right? I don't know exactly what chapter, is that some things are not made for others to have to, again, abide in that way by. So again, that would be something to look at. The laws and statutes might be different for different grades for angels than it is for commoners. Just like he just said, I'm common clay, right? Okay. That which has been formed, possibly, right? Okay. And that's also making me think about the whole thing is that Babylon has become a habitation of devils, to make it sound as though because Babylon can see. It brought me back to this witchcraft, even some stuff that I found about, family line and lineage, right? So again, I now have to say it, that it makes me feel like that whole thing about the witch hunt kind of energy, right? Where, yeah. And it's almost just even, like I said, that energy of conforming or subduing or else, right? Okay. Rather he punished the sinners. But then again, Satan is also somebody that punishes sinners in hell. So I don't know. There is no truer statement than this. God is never wicked or unjust. And again, a soul sibling quoted something similar to this. Okay. He or she alone has authority over the earth. Okay. And dispenses justice for the world. Right. So again, I think that it says in here that this God is a jealous God, but which one? Right? Right? So again, right? Okay? So even could there have been a jealous God at one point during this journey for the past year, and then it changed, and now we're dealing with one that's not. So again, that's that whole discrepancy or that whole confusion where something happened, where things started to kind of come together in a spiral kind of energy, which made me unsure as to what's going on here. So it's still, yeah. You know, you just, if there's two serpents going up a pole, you want to make sure you're going to try to catch the one that's not venomous. Right? But then what made them that way in the first place? And I still feel like it's miscommunication. There is no truer statement than this. God is never wicked. Okay, so again, I don't know. Maybe because we changed gods, but it does say that he created good and evil. And it did say that, you know, he hateth people and stuff like that in some portions of this book. He alone has authority over the earth and dispenses justice for the world. If God were, so again, this matches up with what we were talking about earlier as to feeling like God is the only one that is over me. You know what I'm saying? I can't contest to a Lord in that sense. So I think that sometimes I feel like a Lord in a presiding energy is trying to do the work of God. And so again, if that's the case, if someone's trying to do the work of the Most High or Source, right? That was another thing that I was picking up. Okay, whether it was that or the administration, another portion of it. Because again, just like how they say when it comes to Jews and Gentiles, that they're not supposed to physically, or they're not supposed to do certain things to the groups, but they can use other things to do things to people. So you ain't gonna get, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get away with it that good. And see, that's why I'm saying we're sitting in that God and Goddess energy. If God were to withdraw his spirit, all life would disappear and mankind would turn against the dust. Again to dust. Okay, so again, yeah, this is that energy then. Okay. Yeah, so we don't want that. All life would disappear and mankind would turn again to dust. Well, listen now and try to understand. Could God govern if he hated justice? Okay. Are you going? And it's so funny that we're on the 17th. We're on 17. And what's today? Like the 17th or 18th? And guess what? Who just left the White House? You see? I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'm just talking too much. If this is this a sin? To condemn the Almighty Judge. Okay, but we're saying the Almighty Judge. Okay. And you know, I think people can look at me as being judgy. Could God govern if he, again, or she hated justice? Okay. Are you going to condemn the Almighty Judge? Are you going to condemn this God? Okay, so are you going to condemn the Almighty Judge? That's one question. Are you going to condemn this God? See, now we just said, since it's saying this God, then it must be other gods, right? Who says to kings and nobles, you are wicked and unjust. For he doesn't care how great a man may be, or she, and doesn't pay any more attention to the rich, okay, than the poor, okay? He made them all, or she, sons. Again, this is a mothering energy. This is a nurturing energy. Or, you know, both, right? Androgynous energy, possibly. He made them all. In a moment they die. And at midnight, great and small shall suddenly pass away, removed by no human hand. For God carefully watches the goings on of all mankind. He sees them all. No darkness is thick enough to hide evil men from his eyes. So there is no need to wait for some great crime before a man is called before God in judgment. Without making a big issue over it, God simply shatters the greatest of men. Wow. And puts others into their places. He watches what they do in the single night. He overturns them, destroying them, or openly strikes them down as wicked men, for they turned aside from following him or her. When you look that up in etymology, I believe we got reference to, again, feminine energy as well. Causing the cry of the poor to come to the attention of God. Yes, he hears the cries of those being oppressed. So again, there's that oppressive energy. So the oppressing energy was there, but I'm not saying directly who it is because I'm a seer. I just know that I sense it is on me, and I know I can sense it around me, and I can see certain things that are being done in my life, right? That I am probably have fought for, but I also see other things that are being done, I think, out of spite by whoever, whatever. Because God is not really thinking about the internet. So again, if I feel like I'm being oppressed in certain areas, that's probably could be the case. Because there's a lot more people as well that are speaking against certain things that the same thing is happening to. Okay? For they turned aside from, so almost like how we read between the headlines also here. Okay? From following him, causing the cry of the poor to come to the attention of God. He hears the cries of the oppressed. And again, this kind of like the energy I get. I know it sounds kind of minimal and silly, but when I'm cleaning out my off my Facebook page and stuff, because that energy I feel is transferable. Because once I see something, I'm good, right? So yet when he chooses not to speak, who can criticize? Okay. Again, he may prevent a vile man from ruling, thus saving a nation from ruin. And he can dispose an entire nation just as easily. Why don't people exclaim to their God, "We have sinned, but we will stop," or "We know not what evil we have done. Only tell us, and we will cease at once." Okay, must God tailor his justice to your demands? Must he change the order of the universe to suit your whims? So again, just like I'm saying that source can be in any temple, this is the energy that I've gotten from from my divine masculine I've said that's prominent right now. That kind of shows me something, right? The answer must be obvious even to you. Wow. Anyone even half bright will agree with me that you, Job, are speaking like a fool. You should be given the maximum penalty for the wicked way you have talked about God, right? For now you have added rebellion, arrogance, and blasphemy to your other sins. Okay? So again, I'm sensing that Job energy, and I attest to that Job energy, right? And I also feel like the Job energy has been, again, used against me, right? But not specifically by God. What I'm saying is this energy is also coming probably from the underworld, right? Or commoner energy that is not, in a sense, God. Like, you see what I'm saying? And which God? But again, I also feel like, yes, this energy is coming from also a divine masculine energy. I'm sorry, because I'm a seer. I just see it. Not maybe him, but someone that's connected to him. Something that's connected to him. right? Or something that may have been done, right? And spread like wildfire because of, again, whatever has been being done when it comes to that collective energy. Something transferable. I found some things interesting about some mythology. All right. We're going to stop there. We're going to stop. We're going to stop. All right, we'll stop. So again, no. Okay, let's just say this. Okay, let's just say that, I don't know. I think that, yeah. I don't know. That's why I was just thinking. I'm like in this apologetic mode, right? That if I have like offended anybody, you know, like that's it. But I know that wrong has been done, or there has been some and not even just saying wrong, but some misunderstandings. Like I said, and who knows if it's during the times when source is present, where I feel some kind of way and see things one way, and then when he's not, right? Another. So again, we're all learning and waking up during this awakening and starting to see. Because it wasn't God that poisoned, even if we're talking about Sekhmet energy, it wasn't Ra that, if we're just going to use this to correlate, that poison, he sent her for justice or whatever, judgment or whatever. But then the energy that came along with that was, again, supposedly somebody gave her an antidote that threw her off and turned her soft. So it wasn't him that did it. It must have been man. You see what I'm saying? So, so that's what I'm saying is the difference between. Is there someone else, playing God? So again, and that's what I'm saying. Or again, we do know that there's other gods in this text. So to say it like this, I don't know. So again, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to again rate, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.